Well, good morning gang. In today's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at a film stock that I've actually never shot with before. It's called Kodak Ektachrome 100, and I made some pretty awful images on the beach in Wales with this film stock. It's a color positive stock that was re-released by Kodak in 2018. But before we talk about Ektachrome, I'm going to take you through some images I made with my family on some walks in Wales on good old Portra 160 NC and Ultramax 400. I'm a strong believer in documenting your life as it happens to you, which is why I take the Olympus XA with me wherever I go, always loaded with film and ready to shoot. Finally, our tiny human has started crawling. Mila took her first crawl steps in Wales, which I'm super proud of. And so to celebrate, we took her to the beach and made some pictures of her in the sand. She was enjoying the sand far too much and ended up eating a lot of it. But babies will do as babies do. These images are nothing really to write home about, and in fact if I did I would probably be disowned by my mother and father, never to return. But that's not really the point of these Ultramax shots. I take my Olympus with me wherever I go because I want to continue practicing photography. I want to be able to take images of my life and document my existence on this planet, really. Another recurring theme that I've noticed a lot in my photography is the lack of people in my frame. I kind of always wait for the frame to be empty to take the shot, and I don't know whether this is a result of COVID and the empty streets having an impact on my work, but it's an interesting thing that I just noticed now. Well gang, it's finally time to talk about Kodak Ektachrome 100. It's Kodak's only color positive film in 2022, and if you've ever read a National Geographic magazine from the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 decades, the cover was most likely shot on Ektachrome. Now, color positive film in general varies widely from color negative film. It's more saturated, it's more contrasty, and in terms of your exposures, the dynamic range of the film stock is very small, which means that you really have to be accurate in what you're taking a photograph when you are metering and exposing your image, or else it's going to look like dog shite. Knowing me and my lack of thought going into shoots, I took this to one of the most contrasty scenes that I could think of, a sunset on the beach in Wales. As you can see, I had a pretty tough time with Ektachrome. It's an incredibly tough film to meter for, so I think I'm going to just take it slow on the next time, make sure that I'm metering for the highlights and the shadows, and then try find the balancing between those two areas. But yeah, if you're exposing with Ektachrome, good luck, you're going to need it. This shot is a great representation of how not to meter with color positive film. As you can see, the highlights are well exposed, but the shadows are just crushed beyond belief, so you can't really see any detail in the blacks. It's not a great image as far as exposure goes, but composition, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't want to discourage anybody from shooting color reversal film or color positive film. In fact, the opposite is true. I love older film stocks like Fuji Velvia, which has sadly been discontinued, and I'll even go so far as to say that this is a pretty decent film stock as well. I love the colors and the contrast of color reversal film, but it is very specific when it comes to metering, and I would just make sure that you're shooting in nice bright conditions where the light is evenly spread out. Too contrasty and you're going to lose details in the highlights or the shadows. It's a lesson that I've certainly learned on this wonderful trip that I took making these awful images. So after shooting a whole roll of Ektachrome, I'm happy to provide you my detailed and thorough review of the film stock. It's pretty good. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear what you thought in the comments below. I try to answer all of the comments that I get. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Sayonara suckers, Brendon out.